What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is the Rapl. It's a 2v2, and Rapple's partner today in the teal color, playing as Zeus as well. His name is Matreiuss. Their opponent today, not his opponent, their opponent, there are multiples. Their opponent in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is I Bring Life, also known as Shelty, the snake Shelton. And his partner today in the green color, playing as Thor, is Wesker. So we've got a classic matchup here, double Thor versus double Zeus. Now, way back in the day, this matchup used to be absolutely broken in team games. Like, there was strategies way back in the before the Voobly balance patch where Bolt could be used on a villager. And what you could do is you could go, one player could send their Katoskopos immediately in to the opposing player's base, bolt this dwarf, bolt this dwarf, bolt this villager, and then just laugh. And then basically just Athena rush, and there's nothing that they could do to stop it because that player was so far behind, because they're 3 villagers behind, which means they are now 45 seconds behind in an already kind of dodgy matchup, difficult matchup to play. But that's not possible anymore, obviously, because of the balance patches. Certain things too strong, and this also is a team game where the map is much bigger, and Athena rushes, while they are definitely strong in team games, they do require amazing coordination. You have to be attacking your opponent with your opponent attacking their opponent, or your opponent with you. Like, if you are attacking, you want to be doing things exactly the same as what your partner is doing, basically. So with all that being said, the map's big, Athena rush slow, Thor fast. Things get a little bit more balanced in these team games, if not favoring the Norse players even more. So we'll see how it's going to go. We've got the temple coming up now for Wesker, ready to start things up over here for Shelty. He's throwing his temple down a little bit late, getting these walls up. If we take a quick look at the gold situation here for Wesker, it's very exposed. This is a very, very dangerous gold mine here, as we are seeing Athena coming through for Matreiuss, and I imagine that means that Rapple is also going to be going for Athena. I want to try and hit this again. All right, we'll do this. Maybe. For some reason, my LA command is, or maybe it's like LRA. No, I don't know. LRT. Let's try that. No, I don't know why these commands aren't being my friend. But we're seeing Freya coming through for Shelty. Still no advance. Oh, we're seeing Freya as well for Wesker. I think it's going to be best to just go like this then, if that's going to work. So this is the situation. We've got double Freya against double Athena. Now, normally Thor, if you're playing a 1v1 against Zeus, you actually kind of want to go for Forseti a lot more of the time to kind of get through against the Centaur threat. But against the Athena, Freya makes a lot more sense, because you force the bolt and you get a forest fire that can slow your opponent down, and all the other good stuff that comes from there. So the question is, where are these guys going to go with their buildings? So no forward base here from Matreiuss. He's throwing a military academy up in his home base. He's already moved forward. He's threatened these villages of Shelty. Shelty has to bring his villages back. He does have a handful of giraffe over here that he could jump onto, as well as he's got these nice defensive rhino over here. So plenty of options where that's concerned, as the Minotaur moving forward here. Going to be looking for someone to take out. We're going to be seeing the forest fire coming onto this position, almost taking a villager down. The villager will make his way into the tower. No deaths there. The 50 wood damage has been done, but I imagine we're going to be seeing a second forest fire here onto Rapple's second wood line. It's going to make a lot of sense here to try and pick off another villager. We see the Ulfsark almost taking down this villager. The Odysseus is in here, starting to hit the Ulfsark away. No forest fire down by Sheltie just yet, as we do see the Bolt coming down onto this position over here, the Valkyrie getting taken out, as now we're seeing the cyan units, the teal units moving in to Sheltie's base, as well as Rapl looking for some early game damage onto Wesker. Wesker's already got out a handful of Herso though to send these ones back, as we see the Bolt coming down onto Sheltie's Valkyrie onto this position. No harm done. No damage done by those Valkyries, but the bolts are both off the table, as this lone Ulfsark is looking for some villagers to take out. The villager is having none of that. Strong 8 damage shanking happening here to take out that Ulfsark, as we're now seeing these units getting pushed back. The Odysseus is a little bit too menacing at this stage of the game for those Thor units, so he just wants to sit back and take his time here. Same too for Rapl. I think Rapl lost his Katoskopos over here, as the Odysseus, Toxotes, Hoplites moving forward. Both these players are ready to put a ton of pressure onto their opponents here. Meanwhile, we're seeing the raiding cavalry coming through onto this position, get the first villager kill here. Matreiuss pulling back his own villagers. We see the walls getting finished up on this position here in order to keep everyone nice and safe. We'll see if those are actually going to be able to get up or not. Matreiuss is going to be sitting his villager in here for the time being, hoping the villager can come over here and get this wall up, and this is going to be a little bit threatening here. We see Toxotes coming in. The raiding cavalry can immediately take those out. Meanwhile, the units here have managed to take down a Herso or two. As the forest fire does get dropped, the villager is going to be making a break for it here. As one villager does go down, these 3 raiding cavalry from Wesker and Sheltie's 2 raiding cavalry being very menacing. Nice micro here from Wesker not to drop a raiding cavalry on this one. Going to finish off that hoplite as well. And another villager might get taken down here. He does manage to pick that one off. And now Sheltie's going to have to pull back. We're seeing Matreiuss searching around, trying to find where Sheltie's food is. He's about to find it there, as we are now seeing Rapl pushing it onto this position. Going to be pushing off the gold mine. One dwarf going down on this position over here. And Rapl will have to pull back. Matreiuss still not finding that food. Sheltie's just hunting an inch away from him, just about to find that one there. As we're seeing the blue units come through, going to find a couple more villages over here. There are only 2 raiding cavalries, as we see the units marching in here. Sheltie going to be retreating away. Matreiuss is trying to path block a little bit, looking like he's only going to get 2 villager kills here for that hunting party. Nice play here from Sheltie to get away without too many losses here, but he does get pushed off that hunt. Meanwhile, we see watchtowers through now for Wesker, as Rapl going to try and take this one down. The raiding cavalry coming onto the back, maybe going to have to cast restoration here onto this position. The town center and the watchtowers helping out to push these units away. Rapl going to be happily sitting under this one though, taking a lot of casualties to tower fire. It's going to allow Wesker to hold here, I would assume, as the village is finishing off this gold mine right now, just about to exhaust that one. As the villagers will have to move back over onto this medium gold mine over here, as the Minotaur still alive and well here, able to help out quite a bit. Still no restoration being thrown down onto this position, as Rapl is holding onto this one as best as he possibly can. The raiding cavalry pulling back. The watchtower here going to be helping out just a little bit. We do see the Herso able to jump onto that. Odysseus getting a little bit of crucial damage there, as now Matreiuss getting a little bit overextended, looking like Sheltie's population is incredibly in the advantage right now. He's at 98 population here, whereas Matreiuss is only at 68. So Matreiuss losing a lot of units for free, and this is a really big advantage right now for Sheltie. So we'll see if he's going to be able to convert this one here, as the units do get taken down. The Jason going to fall, the Odysseus going to fall, and if Matreiuss wants to rebuild these heroes, that's going to be a couple of effective villager kills as well for Sheltie. So nice play there from Sheltie. We'll see where he's going to go now, as now Rapl going to be swinging around the bottom. There are villagers over here. The dwarves on this position are very precariously placed. We've got tons of wood, tons of gold in the bank here for Wesker. Had he spent those, he would definitely be up around the 90 population mark, as well, as we see the villagers getting pushed back here. The hoplites turning around, going to be preventing the raiding cavalry from getting onto the Toxotes. But one thing that has happened right now is that Rapple's army is now split off from his reinforcements. So if Sheltie wants to get a little bit more creative with his army movements, he could come over here, surround Rapple's army, and then cause a lot of grief here. As we are seeing the raiding cavalry trying to get into Matreiuss' base. Matreiuss at 70 population. He's got the hoplites. They're a little bit scary. The throwing axemen going to be coming through to push those units away. Nice play here from Sheltie to put this pressure on. And they're just a little bit of juking around going to be happening here for the time being. as now we're going to be seeing Rapl saying, nope, time to look for something else. He's going to be looking for these dwarves over here. And I'm going to say one thing. Imagine if the Greek players made Pegasus in this game. You can move around, you can check these gold mines much, much quicker and know exactly where you need to send your army. It's so strong for a Greek player to make a Pegasus. Especially when you're going for raiding plays like Centaur, Athena, all that good stuff. We see the dwarves have been spotted here, and there's going to be a whole bunch of casualties right now. The dwarves have to run straight through the army. That's a ton of damage being dealt to Wesker's economy right now. We're going to see the Oxguard going down, the units here moving through as well for Rapl to actually get some reinforcements in onto this army, but the damage is already done. Nearly all of these dwarves have been picked off. 2 dwarves remaining are going to be actually able to get away here. But Wesker comes in with his reinforcements, not ready to actually take this fight. But now Wesker is in a ton of pain. Same too is Matreiuss seemingly in a ton of pain. And Sheltie is going to have to come to the rescue here. Is another dwarf going to be coming through. We see the medium raiders has been researched. That's a little bit scary for Rapl, but he's going to be pulling back for the time being here, as now we see the raiding cavalry of Sheltie going to be swinging around and doing what he should have done about a minute ago here. As he's now in, we're going to be seeing Wesker moving through. We see Rapl going to try and wedge himself in onto this forest to get a little bit of an advantage here, but he is effectively stuck here, as now we see Matreiuss going, well, time to move in onto this position over here. He's going to attempt to get over here to help out Rapl as best as he can, but he's going to be a little bit too slow here. Actually, maybe not a little bit too slow. Rapple's control here has been immaculate. We see the Toxotes targeting down those throwing axemen beautifully. Beautiful micro there, as now we see Shelty coming around, going to actually swing in and take out all of those Toxotes, as they are not well positioned at all. This is absolutely huge for Shelty. The mind games currently coming in from Shelty, able to catch out Matreiuss' army yet again. We see the restoration getting dropped over here, and Shelty immediately retreats back. But the restoration also heals up all of those low HP Rapl units as well, as there was quite a few damaged units there. The Jason back to full HP, the Minotaur back to full HP, the Odysseus back to full HP. Absolutely huge for Rapl here. But Sheltie is in such a commanding position. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sheltie being able to go to the Heroic Age really, really soon here, having a huge advantage with Frost. And as it's a team game and the Zeus players want to be working together here, that Frost could effectively hit like 60 to 70 population of army here in this game, as the raiding cavalry taking down those hoplites over here. We see the throwing axemen trying to take down the Odysseus as well in the back. The Valkyrie helping out just a little bit here, as that Odysseus is almost taken out. Nice micro there by Matreiuss, pulling him back, causing those throwing axemen to get out of position there, as now we see Albert Wesker having to retreat back, and we're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting for Sheltie's Frost to come through to give a huge advantage over to the Norse team here in this game. As we see the units retreating back for Matreiuss, and he's actually going to lose the majority of those, and Sheltie says, no, not time for this right now. I'm going to try and come over here and take down these units. We see Albert Wesker's throwing axemen, kind of getting out of position, going to be getting a little bit of damage here. Rapl is trying to do the shoot and scoot micro from Age of Empires 4, which kind of works, kind of doesn't. You don't really get all too much. You don't actually get any bonus damage, but you can kind of prevent the arrows from being missed just a little bit. As we see the restoration getting dropped here, but his army gets absolutely wedged in, and Rapl tries to retreat here, but his army is absolutely destroyed. Beautiful play here from Sheltie to catch that one out. Rapl getting way too out of position here, and he's going to be pulling back. We do see some of these Matreiuss units trying to find some villages to pick off, but him getting out of position there means Rapl has lost a lot of his advantage. Right now, Rapl going to be trying to get to the next age. I imagine he's going to be going for an underworld play here, as he is retreating back. We see a handful of green units here trying to take down these villages of Rapl, but Rappel's just going to say, no, not today, get away from me. As he's going to shank those out. We will see one villager kill here, potentially 2 villager kills, but potentially 3 raiding cavalry kills, or maybe 3 raiding cavalry kills. or whatever that is, as now Rapl has to continue retreating back, and we do indeed see Dionysus here. Bit of a surprise, especially in a team game, to see the Dionysus, as we do see the villagers have been spotted here, as Matreiuss is continuing to put the pressure onto the economy of Shelty. Shelty is kind of known for his lack of care for his units or his villagers, or maybe less so that, as we see the Frost having actually being forced here as Shelty is on this gold mine. Shelty is the kind of player that says, I'm just going to risk going for the hunt every single time, because chances are he's going to get away with it. And Matreiuss kind of knows that, and he's been searching for this hunt the entirety of this game. As now we see Shelty having to pull back over here onto this position. It would be worth it for him to drop a hill fort over here to make sure this is safe and actually start making some Huskal. Huskal are so strong. Alternatively, he could go into heavy raiding cavalry and just go mass raiding cavalry here as well. As another option, but the Huskal are just so strong. But all these villages have been taken out, as now we see Wesker coming through to clean up these units over here. The Valkyrie are in. They're very, very scary. One Odysseus, very low HP here. I imagine Wesker is going to target that one down as well here, as those Valkyrie are very, very important in this fight. Odysseus goes down. The rest of these units are going to be getting cleaned up, as Wesker is bringing the rest of his reinforcements over here. Matreiuss is attempting to get to the next age himself here, as we do see Rapl attempting to prevent this town center from getting grabbed. Not able to get there, as Shelty gets this one up for himself here. The Minotaur getting taken down. The unit's going to be retreating away here, as he's getting back into his base for the time being. We see the Hydra in, so there is going to be a bronze with no real counterplay at this point. No Frost available. We don't see any sort of heroic age coming in anytime soon for Wesker, so a bronze on both Matreiuss and Rapple's army could be incredibly strong here to make a big push in. But at this point, Matreiuss has got no army. He's going through Apollo, which is going to help a little bit in the later stages of the game, but he could really use an extra 30 population of units right now as he's retreating away. He does have the watchtowers in here. I doubt they've got crenellation, so those raiding cavalry aren't taking that much damage, but we are seeing Rapl sneaking around with his army, going to attempt to get onto these villages over here. There are a handful of throwing axemen on this position, but they're going to be moving away. We'll see how fast Shelty's reaction is going to be here, but oftentimes when you're putting the pressure onto your opponent, you're not watching your army or your villages at all. A couple of villages fall. Shelty is going to be retreating away. He's going to lose a ton of these villages. We see the Toxotes getting in right onto these units right in the middle, as a ton of these villages are going to be getting taken out. But Shelty now dropping the hill fort down on the front over here, ready to continue putting the pressure on to Matreiuss, as he is desperately trying to hold on. This Manticore is going to start doing tons of damage, though. It's actually a really underrated unit. Meanwhile, we see the Hoplites coming in onto the town center on the back. And can we see a team bronze coming through here as the unit's retreating away for the time being? Rapl with tons of resources in the back, ready to go to the Mythic age here, it would seem. Do we see Skadi on the way? No, we do not, as the bronze is in. A couple of those Matreiuss units did manage to get hit with bronze as well, as a Frost Giant coming through as well for Shelty to try and hit the Hydra, which it does manage to do, but the Jason is already onto that one, and Shelty has to retreat away. Shelty's at 66 population. His economy is absolutely tortured. 5 dwarves and a villager in here, so 6 villagers in this town center, probably going to be getting taken down as well, as we are seeing Albert Wesker desperately trying to find something to raid here. He's not actually found all too much. He's found the villagers on the wood line for the time being, but Matreiuss does have towers. He can retreat away. No real problems here. This will be the part that the point of which Wesker should be attacking right now, as we see Rapl going to be dropping his market, ready to go up through Hera, as these villagers and throwing axemen are going to be attempting to make a break for it, finding the villagers on this position as well, as we're now looking at a couple more units getting taken out here. And this game is looking more and more close here as it's moving along, as now Matreiuss got tons of food in the bank but no gold. He can drop a market. He can get some gold in here from there, as well as we see the villagers getting pushed off this gold mine, as well as Shelty is not able to find a gold mine at this point. He's got tons of Frost Giants out out though, so those are going to be a huge advantage in the coming stages of this game. But if Rapl can get Mythic Age, he's going to have Hera, he's going to have, is he going Hera or is he going Vistus? He's going Hera, and he will have access to Bellerophon to deal with those. Thank you so much for the 4 months, Aussie Vangul. Appreciate you so much. You want to have my child? We'll talk. Yeah, all right. But Wesker's actually 2 town centers, so he is going to be very scary. His economy is probably starting to look a lot better than it was. He lost a lot of villages, but 2 town centers where everyone else is on 1 means that there is possibility here that Wesker's Ragnarok is going to be very, very scary. But we do see an underworld passage coming in here, going to be hitting it. There's the Pegasus out by Matreiuss. He's going to be taking down a ton of these dwarves here, as they're going to be attempting to retreat away, but he gets the damage done. And will he be able to start putting pressure onto this town center is the big question, or is Matreiuss just going for an underworld play, retreating back? We see the units coming in onto this underworld passage here. We've got Rapl coming in to get a surround over here. The Jason is in to help out against those frost giants, and we will be seeing the lightning storm about to be able to get clicked here as the units retreating away. But where do you click it? He doesn't need to use lightning storm on this position. Maybe on these units over here wouldn't be a bad idea, as the throwing axemen going to be coming over to deny this town center for the time being here, and that might be exactly what Rapl is going to do here. 1 villager down, 2 villager down, still no lightning storm over here. 3 villagers down. All the villagers look like they're going to be falling here. Nice play by Wesker to prevent the town center, and Rapl still making the push forward, still trying to put the pressure over here. We do see a frost onto this position as Matreiuss' army is now caught out, but the gold mining operation of Shelty has been caught yet again here, as the Hydra going to be moving through to take these villages down as best as they can. The Toxotes moving forward here to push in and get that damage done, but this is looking very, very scary for the Norse players, but it's also looking scary for the Greek players, because anything can happen here against double Norse, especially with Ragnarok, especially with Fimbulwinter getting tons of damage. You've got 2,000 food in the bank right now for Wesker. Does he have a market up that he can sell with? Not just yet. He's got no real gold income just yet. He's got a gold mine over here he could be jumping onto, taking down this market over here with these throwing axemen as well. The town center over here has been denied, but Bellerophon is out. That's a scary unit for Norse players, and actually any players, to be honest, because he can just jump in, pick off a throwing axeman, move away, move around, take out a villager, keep that pressure up. We're seeing a Rapl continuing to put the pressure onto Shelty, who's still kind of struggling a little bit here. He's been kind of in front for the longest time, but hasn't been able to really convert the advantage that he had here, as the Odysseus taking this unit down. There's that lightning storm that's been being held onto for quite some time. All of those human units here are going to get taken out, basically. The Frost Giants do tank a little bit here, but the majority of these units will go down. Nice play by Rapl, getting himself a huge advantage here. The villagers are over on this gold mine right now, but guess what? Matreiuss is on the prowl. He's ready to find this one. He's putting pressure consistently onto these gold mines throughout this game, as now we see Matreiuss retreating back up here, going to attempt to deal with these, throwing axemen or find something else. The Bellerophon very low HP right now. Unfortunately for Rapl, he didn't go through Apollo, so he can't heal this one back up. As we see the villagers over here basically all getting taken down, as this is basically just a game of who can hurt their opponent's economy more. And at this stage, it's seemingly looking like the Greek players are getting the damage done more so than the Norse players here, as now we've also got the Medusa, and that's going to be another really, really good unit to take out those frost giants, as the underworld passage over here going to be getting dealt with as well. Will we see any units making their way through here on? And now we see the gold mine over here being found as well, as they're going to get taken out, or at least pushed off the gold mine. A couple of units will go down, but mostly going to be escaping. But the big advantage there is no economy, no income from that position there, as a Medusa going to attempt to get onto one of those high HP frost giants here. Not able to get in there just yet. Market coming down now for Shelty, as he's realizing, well, may as well sell some of these resources to make something more of it, as the village is going to attempt to come back over here onto this gold mine here. Meanwhile, still more raids over on this, because we've got the 3-headed Hydra here trying to help out and get all of that damage done. He does 60 damage per second right now, and he just manages to destroy the Valkyrie, as Shelty in that moment does decide he has to tap out. Wesker has to follow suit, as he is the teammate 2v1. Not possible here, even with all of that food in the bank. Just not able to make it happen. Shelty had such a huge advantage in this game that when Rapl was out of position, like clearly out of position, Matreiuss had no units, Rapl was over here somewhere, and Shelty decided to continue the pressure onto Matreiuss, where what could have worked and could have completely relieved all the pressure that Wesker was having was coming in and helping out, destroying that Rapl army, and then finding a real significant advantage in this game. But unfortunately, Shelty just couldn't convert the advantage he had into anything substantial, and he allowed Rapl to pull Matreiuss back up from basically certain death. If it was a 1v1, there was no way Matreiuss would find a way back in this game. But that's the way that team games go. Absolutely chaotic. Thank you so much for the Prime. I can't say that name. By 1914. Appreciate you, my friend. And if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.